Emma is happy right now. Her tail is up, is making a half C over her back. She's standing up tall. She's exploring the area. What she hasn't noticed is a camera in my hands. Not really. So I'm going to call her towards me, and her tail lowers, the tip starts to wag, her ears go back, and her body goes low, and she slinks away and hides behind the chair. At that point, Emma became fearful of the camera. I gave it a minute and tried to think of what could I do to help Emma with this fear. I had been seeing it at that time repeatedly with whatever camera I held, whether it was the video or the still camera. Emma is hiding behind my chair, and when I zoom in, you can see that she's very worried, and she's staring and afraid of coming out towards me even though I'm talking to her. She does a head turn away, which says that this is making me nervous, and I haven't moved closer to her. I'm just using the zoom. So I brought the camera down to give her a chance to explore it, and she ducked her head and turned away and went to the other side of the chair and peered out. At first I didn't catch her peering out, and she had come to the other side, but when she saw the camera face her, she went back behind the chair. And then she peers out from the other side and just stands there looking very worried. She gives a head turn that says, "I'm really scared," and that was a very long head turn. And there was a little bit of walleye where you could see the white of her eye. And when I put the camera so that it was on the cat post facing her from behind, she left that space because now it was too scary to be there. Max comes to explore the camera, and you can see Emma go by, and her tail's going really fast, but it's really low, and her ears are still back, which means that she's still really worried, and she's coming up to me, and she's asking for me to protect her from the evil camera, basically. The camera's making her scared, and I was the one holding the camera, so I'm kind of scary too. So I'm still talking to her about the camera at this time, and I'm just trying to warm her up to the idea of sniffing the camera, but she won't even go towards it. Every time I did that, even though it's not on camera, she would turn her head away really hard, or turn her back, or she would sit with her back up against me and look up at me. And even though you see her butt come in and it's wiggling, and her tail's still way low and it's wagging way fast, because she's trying to say, this is kind of scary, don't harm me. And then Max walks by the camera, and Emma comes by again, still low, still head low, ears back, tail still going, with this is scary, don't harm me. When I turn the camera to look at her, her tail's still low, she's still low, and she's pacing now, which is another sign of being worried. So I brought the camera to her level, and she started sniffing it, and she's still worried while she's sniffing it, but it's not as scary, but still scary. So she touches her with her feet, and she's leaning against me and looking up at me and asking, is this thing going to hurt me? So I changed the angle for her, giving her a new picture of the camera, and she sniffed it a little, but she's doing this little head twist. It's an almost turn away thing, and the very tip of her tail is wagging, and her ears are way back, and she's kind of shifting on her feet, and all of that is, this is scary, please don't hurt me. And then she's sitting on my feet, and you can see just the tip of her tail wagging from between her feet, and she's looking up at me with that same thing, and she's lifting her feet. All of these are fear and stress signs. All of this is Emma being stressed. It looks cute because she's a cute little dog, but it's not really cute. What it is a frightened dog. Her tail's real low, the tip is going really fast, and she's slinking, her head's down, she's kind of cocking it. All these behaviors are behaviors that one dog gives another dog to say the same thing that we would say with our voice, which is, I'm really frightened right now, please don't hurt me. And she's still giving that language as she sits there watching up at me. All of her body language is screaming, this is scaring me. She's doing a real long head turn away, and she looks up, and she's trying the turning and the don't hurt me language again. and she keeps giving it over and over and over again because I'm kind of scary with this camera, and I'm talking to her with a high-pitched, happy voice. So I decided to play with her, and the minute I played with her, the whole picture in her head changed, and her emotion about it changed. Now it's a fun thing. She likes playing this game with the foot, and she's bouncing and barking at me, and she's giving me play bows, and she's looking up and seeing the camera, and it's not scary. And then her tail is up when she goes away, and that's a happy Emma. That's a playful Emma. The other was not. The other was a fearful Emma.